Hello everyone, this is Greyshot 117 here, bringing you another Company of Heroes replay, brought to you by, Earth. Yeah, this is a 1v1, simple enough. And his enemy, yeah, I guess the enemy player is Last Nice, so I'll just call them Last. In any case, this, again, 1v1 on Langreska, sure, hopefully I'm getting that right. Anyway, Earth, there's his rank, and this guy Last Nice, so Earth has the advantage, but we shall see. One American player versus one Wehrmacht player. It should be a nice, easy game. Hopefully. Or it will be insane. I don't know, honestly. Also, you'll notice less squeaky chair. Why is that? Because literally my chair, the back end broke, and then the bottom of it collapsed later. And that was right after one of my replays, after I complained about the damn thing. So, yeah, it was like, oh, you complain about me? Break in half. Thank you, you're so kind. So what am I doing? I have a substitute, not a great substitute, but it's not squeaking, so I'll take that. But yeah, until I get my full setup done, well, at least my new recording setup. Unfortunately, this is what I got, but at least you guys still have replays. I'm just complaining about where I'm sitting, not the game. Probably should go into the game. So we have an American player and Wehrmacht player. The Wehrmacht player has initial defense opportunities with the mortar and the MG, and should be able to hold back pretty much the Americans' major rifleman forces, as we can see. I mean, right, he can also pick a mortar to kind of break that up as well. And however, while the mortar is powerful, it's closer range, which unfortunately for the American player is kind of hard to hit stuff, especially when it's closer range to an MG. Not exactly the best situation. But we can see here, it looks like Earth. Well, is trying to get some territory, I guess trying to get the left hook, while the American player is just trying to grab everything over here. Actually, I take it back. But look on his side, he went left and, well, Earth went left, which is funny. Because typically, a lot of players will go right, and then they'll meet, and that's the typical way they'll go. I don't know. Find interesting patterns. But a nice flank coming in right behind the German forces. A lot of, again, frontline infantry. And again, a 1v1 is different than a 2v2 or something alike, because you don't have an ally to support you. You have all the frontline infantry, which means you need a lot of infantry, which also means it's going to die. Yeah, so in those situations, in a 1v1 game, you'll see a real early game that both sides will typically get as much frontline infantry as they possibly can, and then they'll go for, well, say goodbye. No, he lived. Okay. Lucky. But that way they can hold the ground, take as much territory, because they have to make sure they're constantly moving. If he decaps that point, that would cut off a large sum of resources, aka the munitions and the fuel. So we'll see if he can decap it in time. Yep, he did. He decapped it. I would retreat at this point. I mean, while, yeah, you did some damage against riflemen in negative cover or no cover, you're still going, they're going to hit you pretty damn hard. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully for the better, but I don't know. I'm gonna say it's not gonna go well. I'm gonna say that. Oh, there we go, MG. Oh, MG, nice bottleneck here, because we can see here, they can come over this way, but he's sending all of his riflemen pretty much in this general direction. More riflemen, because why not? And more grenadiers. But pretty much sending everything he can in this way, so at least the MG should hold them back. Now, fog of war is an issue where you have to see where the enemy is for it to shoot, and as you can see, part of the range does not go into the fog of war, even though, or its sight, I should say, even though the range goes past it, the sight unfortunately does not. Smoke grenade, very nice choice. Again, if you're playing as an American and you're versing a Wehrmacht player, grab grenades so you can get past MGs. But of course, Earth is like, fuck no, let's back up. So he used that to his own advantage to retreat. This guy is going to be triple teamed. He probably will die. Oh no, he retreated in the time. Okay, no, he's fine. It's cool. Resource-wise, you can see here the Earth. Well, Earth has the initial advantage. Although, I will say this. He has the initial advantage, but this guy's more frontline infantry, so that can quickly turn. MG holding, but we have a flank coming in, so we'll see how well that goes. Again, the MG can only hit one target at a time, so if they're over here and there's another team over here, you can easily outrun it or get past it. Now let's see, you throwing a grenade? Yes, you are. Very lucky that wasn't squad wiped. And he's going to make a hasty retreat. Oh, speaking of which, Battlefield 1 released their single-player trailer. Oh my god, is that good. I cannot wait. That is the most excited I've been for a single-player trailer. And I'm not even kidding you. For Battlefield 3 was okay. Like, I didn't go up with the hype about that initial part. Because I'm like, it looks good, but I'm still worried. Bad Company 2, when they released a single-player trailer, I watched that so many times. It was great. I had the same feeling. I hope that this campaign is good. And then also I saw a comment below where it had, am I going to be featured? And it was a guy with a picture of Hitler in the comments. And I'm just like, god damn it. That's both terrible and great at the same time. Just like, oh boy. Most likely, it's like, oh no, you play as the British soldier who shot Hitler. That's what you are. A young Hitler. For those who don't know, he was shot, and actually the guy who shot him tried to enlist in World War II. He's like, I want to enlist because I want to shoot that son of a bitch again. I don't think he got in again, but he tried. Anyway, so unfortunately he pushed all the way to the Earth space. That's a pretty bad idea. He has less troops, but on the flip side, you don't have the stopping power. What you should have done is went out expanding and grabbed some of that territory, because as you can see, Earth has your resources. You need those resources. So while Earth has less, he's still getting more. Way more, actually, by the fuel income. So we'll see how that goes. Alright. Unfortunately, there's also a tactic of spreading out your men in smaller engagements and then big blobs. So this guy's sending all of his riflemen in one big group, which is fine in 4v4s when you verse other large groups of infantry. In a 1v1, it's a negative situation. It's reminiscent to the Halo Covenant War in the Halo series, where there was the Coal Fleet, which was this massive UNSC fleet. But they couldn't beat the Covenant, the alien forces. So while they would win with the Coal Fleet, they would lose everywhere else, and they would slowly lose because they just were losing resources, and they were putting everything into the Coal Fleet to hold. But that was the only viable option. They couldn't fight in smaller groups. Well, this isn't that situation. I mean, like, okay, you're using your overwhelming power, but the best thing to do that is use overwhelming power spread out. If using congested, you're going to lack resources, and over a long term, which is why I referenced that, because long term UNSC wasn't winning, aka the military, aka the people fighting aliens. Long term, it's not a viable option. Especially if that fleet gets destroyed, which I believe it did multiple times, and they had to rebuild it. Not the guy, the admiral. No, well, so long story. Halo's complicated. Great, but complicated. Anyway, so nice half track again with the flames, deadly against infantry, which can help turn the tide against these American riflemen. Problem, unfortunately, is a lot of these guys are vetted, so you have AT grenades to worry about, which is exactly what happened. Although he's standing in fire, and he's standing in fire. He's still burning from fire. Alright, well that's cool. Yeah, just maybe step out of the gasoline lit area. That might be a smart idea. Alright, so he also got pack gun. I find it funny Earth got a pack gun thinking it's 9 minutes in game. I'm doing terrible. I don't have resources. Like they're obviously gonna have an armored tank. And it's so funny because this guy just got a captain. So at worst, he's going to get a T7. Oh, so not T70. A Stuart. Yeah, Eve has been up. And again, I say this as he just unlocked this doctrine, which allows him the Wolverine and the Bulldozer. But 8, 10, you're not going to get those anytime soon. Actually, it's funny. 8 points, really? Alright. I mean, like, sure. I guess this is comparable to a Stug. But also has the bonus of, like, it can run over people. I've seen Stugs and the Wolverines do well, but we'll see. I guess in this scenario it would be okay, but like I said, I'd probably go for a Sherman, honestly. Just like a normal, good old medium Sherman. Medium. Alright, well that... Again, this guy's fighting on the front line. He should not be doing that. Like, what's he gaining from this? Nothing. What, he wants to recapture this point? Great. you're stopping Earth from knocking resources. You know what we could be doing? Grabbing all these resources in the meantime. So send these guys, and I swear if you send them to the front line, send them over here, grab some territory, and then just continue to give the illusion of threat to Earth. Make it viable that if he goes out there, that his men will die. So he has to be reclusive and keep his men back. That's what you want to do. Alright, but Earth is going on the offensive again. He has to grab these points. And I think Earth is catching on. Like, okay, he's going to take this time. I know where his guys are going to be. And to be fair, there's that fog of war where... but around key territories you can see. So... Oh, this is a bad location. Here's a tip. Don't get inside of a house. Because, especially like one of these small wooden houses. Because they are easily destroyed by grenades. While it is somewhat effective long term, especially versus guys with grenades, I would not. Now, retreat, jackass. You're literally burning to death. I don't care if you have an AT grenade. Yeah, good job on that AT grenade. Oh, look, we have the Stewart coming in. Is that mine? Oh, please. God dang it. Earth has to be like, son of a bitch. So close. But LA, he has a 3-star half. 8 kills? Really? This thing has gotten 9 kills and 3 stars. Once again, I bring up the argument. Kubel, how the fuck are you going to get that to 5 stars? But this one gets 3 instantly. And then, flip side, Sturm Tiger. How's the Sturm Tiger going to get past 2 stars? Oh my god. There's a few things in this game I want them to fix. Those two are just a few examples. Now Earth went the mobile defense doctrine. Like I said, I don't really care for this doctrine all that much, but I see why he got it. He wanted the Puma. The Puma is a great long-range light tank, essentially a light vehicle, light tank killer. It can snipe stuff way outside of range. Oh boy, come on. Attack target. Oh, wait. But here's the thing. It's meant for scouting and also support. Going out by itself, not the best idea. This thing just AT grenaded it. Now we have armor-piercing rounds, which is from a stolen MG42, which I find hilarious. That thing just got a 3-star. And because it's a lightly armored vehicle, it's not a heavily armored vehicle. Again, it doesn't matter when it says, like, oh, this is an armored car. It's an armored car. It's not tank. Tanks are mostly bulletproof, except for a little bit of armor-piercing rounds. This one's less. Normal bullets hurt. Its armor-piercing rounds are going to destroy it. So, yeah. Earth is in a very, very bad situation right now. He doesn't have a lot of infantry. He doesn't have a lot of men. Currently doesn't have the capacity. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it doesn't have any armor other than a Puma he could possibly get. So, yeah. At this point, okay, nice job with the smoke. Make sure the enemy can't see you. At this point, he needs to come up with a solution, and the best scenario he has with what he has is lure them into a final battle and kind of like force them together, and then just do a knockout blow. If an enemy like groups up their forces, you can kind of take them out. If you're taking out one at a time, remember the enemy's getting like 100 to 200 manpower per turn. As long as they're not losing units, and maybe they lose 1 unit or retreat it, they're going to have enough to keep calling them in. Now, here's the thing. He went also Wolverine. Like I said, I feel like this is a bad move. I feel like this was a bad move. Now, I get it. He wants a Wolverine because he's like, well, I want to make sure I can counter any armor, and the Stewart will counter the light infantry. AK over here. But, what, really? You're retreating? It's a Pioneer! What is it gonna do to you? You do better close up anyway. Why are you backing up? Like, seriously, what the hell? Go engage it, there's nothing there. And if you're worried about this AT gun, come this way. Don't back up in a straight line. Obscure the vision. Well, this thing's gonna die. Get out of the vehicle, get out of the vehicle. This is when you jump out of the vehicle immediately. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just me. But, I don't know. I figured that would have been the smart move. Now look. the Wolverine. It's doing so much against enemy infantry. Can't you see, guys, how much it did to that Grenadier squad? It was incredible. It was so worth it instead of going for the Major and then getting a Sherman. You know, the Sherman with highly explosive rounds. That thing. And Earth is just like, fuck you, and knocks out that thing. At least you got the vehicle crew, so that's good. So, and if you heard that beep, that was a notification letting me know that the U.S. government has said that essentially, well, U.S. This Congress has essentially overridden the president. Said like, yeah, people, you can sue Saudi Arabia, but in doing so, if they can, you know, do that, set precedent that any action by another country can be sued by its citizens. Don't be wrong, there is precedent for in other things, but maybe that isn't the best idea. Because I'm sure America has never done anything wrong. Oh boy. And if, you know, the Saudi Arabia did do something like that, and there was proof of that, wouldn't the United Nations, you know, cite them like North Korea or Libya or Gaddafi or a bunch of other stuff? Or maybe going back reference like, you know, the League of Nations did with Hitler. So I'm just like pointing it out there that maybe opening up civil litigation with the United States, probably great short term, not the best long term idea. I'm sorry, that and the debates, I've been enjoying the comments like and everything else popping up because it's just been great. It's just, by the way, in 1v1s there's not as much action, so that's why I have a little bit more just side talk. But yeah, oh my god, the debates were great. Politico does a fantastic job. Like, here's all the lies, and there were a lot of lies during that debate for both parties. Oh, it's great. Oh, now MG again suppressing the infantry. We have another MG here suppressing that infantry. Oh look, MG42. You retook that one from Earth. Oh, that's cool. All right, now smoke allowing the U.S. infantry. Again, we have a flank. So this guy's pretty good. He's pretty mobile. This guy, priority over here. Jackass over here. Nope, over here. Over here. You just let the AT gun go free. You know that, right? So, you gonna AT grenade this thing, or you don't have the munitions for it? Okay, so here's my question for you then. You could have killed and stolen the enemy AT gun, rendering them with no feasible infantry-based AT. So, going through long-term scenario, you're removing an obstacle now instead of dealing with it later. Alright? Alright? That's like, geez, oh man. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we should finish off Britain before we invade. You know what? Fuck it. Britain's not going to be that big of a deal. We couldn't beat them over the air, but that's fine. What are they going to do? Be supplied by the U.S.? Stupid. Like the U.S. would ever join the war. Let's go deal with Russia. You get annihilated. Please. Yep, there goes the mine hit. Now it's over. Wow, what the hell? Oh, dear Lord. Look at that man. He's trying to escape. He's trying to escape. Oh, my God. What did you do to him? Again, Puma he's trying to use the attack target to try to hit that armored car. And Fog of War, you can kind of hear it, so you can kind of give a general idea. But it's still very difficult. This thing is screwed, though, with a bazooka and everything. Yep, there goes the main gun, so it's going to live. Now, it is a light, I would say it is a medium vehicle, so that's why it's able to survive that hit with the Teller Mine. Any light vehicle that goes over a Teller Mine, instantly KO'd. So, there's that. Now we can see here that, oh, well, look, 3 3-star Grenadiers. Although, multiple 2 to 3-star Riflemen. And a Captain, because why not? So you got this thing back, congratulations. You now have a Sniper. I guess 5-man squad. Okay, kill the MG. That's a good idea. Nice shot, by the way. Okay, so what have you, Earth, what have you done? Have you upgraded? You have not gotten anything more. You could get yourself the command tank. I feel like that would probably be the best situation because that boosts infantry and the enemy has no viable AT, so I mean, like, they have infantry base, but if your infantry deals with that, I mean, like, it's a tank that helps make your infantry better and stronger and faster and, you know, more, more deadly. So there you go. Use that, boost your infantry, and then when the riflemen come back and be like, oh, guys, we got this, we have more, the Command Panther's, like, special ability will make it go even. Now, once again, this guy's like, okay, let's grab some fuel points. We have the advantage. Again, take it. That's great. You kind of blew it, but, you know, last year, you're doing okay. In your scenario, actually, if I had to pick something, maybe, yeah, the bulldozer might be the best idea. Now, that would have been with the Stuart and the Wolverine before it died. So now you're in a situation where, again, you have to make sure the enemy doesn't have something that can quickly kill armored vehicles, otherwise you're fucked. Oh, look, they do. Man, only if you would have killed that sooner. But of course, you had no opportunity earlier to deal with that thing. Absolutely not. Okay, so the nice thing about the sniper is he has, of course, using recon. So he can see very far, and that way the Falcon can use its full range and kind of target stuff. Now with that, you can kind of see, like, okay, there's something going on over here. So if Earth didn't know about that, well, that was a little kind of like heads up. Because in Fog of War, if you don't know, if something's in Fog of War and let's say this tree falls over, you'll see the tree fall over. So, I don't know how that's supposed to exactly read. Like, okay, if I can't see anything, why can't I see this, like, a shrub just be destroyed? But I guess that's like for people who are, like, again, constantly checking it. It's like, okay, we can see that there's something coming, so give you a preemptive warning. I mean, if a giant heavy tank was moving through, it would kind of make sense that you would hear it coming. Hopefully. Alright, Grenadiers just mowing down that poor captain. Okay, we have Wolverine as well, so we have a good tag team over here. Command tank versus bulldozer. I actually don't know who would win. I would make the assumption that the bulldozer would win because the bulldozer has better armor. However, if the command tank was highly mobile and kept going around it, I feel like the bulldozer would have such a hard time. And you're pulling your men back. I guess you're waiting for your men to get healed. And again, that's the problem with sending everything in one go. Earth is like, alright, well, I'll send my stuff in spurts, that we can capture as much territory as possible. So anyway, with both of these, yeah, the command tank doesn't stand a chance. But we shall see. Command tank moving up, helping to take out that vehicle repair group. Now, bulldozer coming into action. I guess starting to hit some infantry, or are you going to hit the tank? No, let's hit the infantry, along with 3 infantry squads going in for the flank. Okay, here's the thing. It's a flank when you're attacking someone, and then you come in. Or, like, if they're preoccupied and they come in a way they're not, like, expecting. I feel like Earth is like, okay, move over here and put this down. So he's preparing for it, actually. He sees it coming. He's like, put down the MG. Put down the MG. Put down the MG. Yeah, he sees it. He's like, oh, no. So he's going to pull that back. Heavy cover. Set that thing down. I find it funny it's in heavy cover, yet the MG is not. So I feel like this is just normal cover. Bulldozers are coming in on the flank. We have a couple base infantry coming up the gut, but it being taken out by the poor MGs. Pack on over here, but again, they're using the building as cover, so the pack can't shoot it. That's a good idea. MG barely holding back some of that infantry. Actually, held back all the infantry. Why you didn't retreat that unit, but you retreated everything else? I don't understand. But also, you didn't move up the bulldozer. And like, you should have switched that. You should have moved up the bulldozer to help out, and then kept the Wolverine back. But you've gotten 1 kill with this thing. Congratulations. It's been very helpful. Dude, like, I know you're probably, like, worried about a Panther, but here's the situation. Or an idea. You could always get the Major and use recon so you have an idea, even if your doctrine doesn't allow for it. So if this doesn't have a recon pass, the major that you get comes with recon. So you can be like, okay, what does the enemy have? Recon pass. Oh, this is what they have. And they look, they don't have that building, so we don't have to worry about the Panther yet. Recon is invaluable. Having strong units helps, but knowing where the enemy units are is far better. You can win with a worse force if you can expect and predict what the enemy is going to do. Well, that captain's pretty much... Yeah, well, okay, both retreat, and this guy, once again, with this big group, moving through and just capturing some territory, kind of, I think, maybe. Sort of. Points-wise, kind of even right now, not really going... I guess Earth is winning, but we'll see how long that goes. So we have a lot of smoke coming down. I feel like smart, again, use the heavy positions. Pretty much the like shrubbery where they can't see. Put smoke and then bum rush. Problem is he's expecting it, so the MGs are already set up. And then what? An armored flank? Oh, Panzergrenadiers are not helping. Charge with the Wolverines. Yeah. This is where having recon would have been a lot more helpful. Because, yeah, great, we killed the command tank. What about all this stuff? Yep, just he's gonna turn that pack and neutralize this thing. I love that guy who rode the explosion. That was pretty cool. No, but yeah. So there goes all of the American armor in one fell swoop because he did not expect the enemy to have Panzergrenadiers and AT. And Earth still has enough resources to get additional armor, where this guy does not. When last had the advantage in men, it made up for the fact he kind of like kept them together. Don't get me wrong, that was kind of a good plan, but you should have moved that stuff in with the infantry and then had some infantry along here to fight that stuff. He has enough men. You could have been like, okay, send 2 men there, send a squad over here, help out, and then we'll send additional units as well. Now, unfortunately, Earth has the bigger, well, unfortunately for him, Earth has more men, more vetted, yeah, way more vetted. And overall can just overwhelm the American forces. So, yeah. That's a GG. That's a GG. Yeah. Now, I think he should have probably got 2 bulldozers to help out and kept 1 Wolverine back. Because while the command tank is important to neutralize, still getting like surrounding the base infantry and having 2 bulldozers coming from 2 different directions just pounding the 18 on Panzergrenadier can't take both on, so that kind of separates them. That or just like saving up for then another Wolverine and then hitting from the 2 flanks, 1 of each, so that way if there was something they would just be completely overwhelmed. So command tank moving through, just dealing with some of the base infantry. But now Earth is countering, trying to just, is keeping Last kind of contained in his base. Wow. Great bulldozer shot. Seriously, it was amazing. When these things get vetted up, they are actually really, really effective and will murder infantry. But for right now, no. There are no ISU 152. At least not beginner. Great bounce. And he's like, well, I'm done. I can't beat this. My infantry can't get through. And he's kind of low on manpower, so it'd take him some time to heal all of his men anyway. So I guess he just saw, like, yeah, I can't win this long term. GG. Which I don't blame him. Let's see. Overall, let's see. Earth has 26,000 damage and 120 kills. Not bad. Well, yeah, last night took a lot of losses. And you can see, like, again, captures. Earth had a few more. It did go back and the map like exchange went back and forth pretty well. But I feel like Earth's strategy of like kind of like spreading out his forces over the American, let's send everything in usually one giant group, worked again to his favor, especially in a 1v1. And 4v4s, yeah, I get it. You have to use more concentrated infantry to get through 1, 2, 3, even 4 players if they're all together. But in a 1v1, you don't really have the situation, so you can kind of overwhelm the enemy from multiple directions. And toward the end, Last tried to do that, but I feel like it just wasn't well coordinated and wasn't well planned. Again, recon really would have helped. Earth had the defensive bonuses to sustain the attack. Unfortunately, the Last Nice did not. But in any case, that's game. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys send in some replays. I want to also thank my Patreon supporters like Chris, like Leo, like Tim, and like PANZERBURGER for supporting me on Patreon. And there are, of course, many other people who also support me, so I guess shout out to them as well. But in any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.